In a city that time had almost forgotten, perched high on the ancient walls, stood a lone watchman. His task was a simple one, yet it held the weight of every soul within those walls. He was to stay awake, to be the city's eyes in the deep, dark night, and to sound the alarm if danger ever dared to approach. While the rest of the city lay wrapped in the peaceful embrace of sleep, he stood his ground, a solitary figure against the vast starless canvas above. Night after night, he watched as unsettling shadows danced and writhed just beyond the city gates. He saw them, these creeping forms in the periphery, but the city behind him remained blissfully silent. The people, nestled in their warm beds, had grown weary of warnings. "Nothing is coming," they would grumble during the day. "Let us have our rest. Your fears are just shadows." Their words echoed in the empty streets, a testament to their desire for uninterrupted peace. As the lonely nights stretched into weeks and weeks into months, a profound weariness began to settle deep into the watchman's bones. It wasn't just the lack of sleep, it was the weight of his unheeded responsibility. Doubt, like a chilling night fog, started to creep into his mind. Fear whispered insidious questions into his ear. Why do you keep this vigil? Why stay awake when no one listens? Why carry this heavy burden all by yourself? Let them sleep. You should sleep too. The temptation to abandon his post, to let his heavy eyelids finally close, was immense. But his sense of duty was a stubborn, flickering flame that refused to be extinguished. One night, a darkness unlike any he had ever seen before began to gather at the horizon. It wasn't just shadows this time. It was a palpable presence, a suffocating void that seemed to swallow the very starlight. It crept closer, silent and menacing, a tangible threat poised to consume the sleeping city. A tremor of raw fear ran through the watchman, rattling him to his core. He could run, he could hide, he could finally give in to the exhaustion and the doubt, but he didn't. He remained at his post, with a heart that felt as heavy as the ancient stones beneath his feet. He took a deep breath, filling his lungs with the cold night air. He lifted his voice, a raw, desperate cry that shattered the night's tranquility, and he sounded the alarm. The sharp, piercing sound cut through the silence, a jarring intrusion into the city's peaceful dreams. The reaction was just as he had expected. From the windows below came the sounds of mockery and annoyance. "It's just the mad watchman again." Some shouted, "Pay him no mind. He's just seeing things." Others scoffed, pulling their blankets tighter. Many simply rolled over, annoyed at the disturbance, and drifted back to sleep, dismissing the warning as the ramblings of a tired, paranoid man. But a few, a precious few, listened. They heard the desperate urgency in his voice, a quality that was different from all the nights before. Something in their hearts stirred, and they chose to heed the call. They gathered their loved ones, secured their homes, and prepared for the danger they could not yet see. And because they listened, they were saved. When the first rays of dawn finally broke through the oppressive darkness, the danger had passed. It had swept over the city like a silent storm, but it had not broken through. The city still stood scarred but whole, and the watchman, exhausted, unseen, and unthanked, slowly climbed down from the wall. His duty was done. He had kept his promise, not for praise or recognition, but because it was the right thing to do. He vanished into the morning crowds, just another face in the city he had saved. His quiet sacrifice known only to the stars and the few who chose to listen. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content like this. See you in the next one.